When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything!
Goldilocks Productions presents Connecting with Betty Jane Ware Show. Betty Jane is a third-generation seer and highly intuitive reader. She is a practicing witch with over 30 years in the craft. An international psychic, Betty Jane has a number of well-known personalities as her clients. Betty Jane is very much to the point, a natural reader, very intuitive with whom you immediately feel a connection with. Should you have a reading together, you will be calling back for future appointments. Betty Jane is currently working on her 4th book in the Connecting With series. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 if you would like to ask a question to Betty Jane Ware. Enjoy this 1 hour of intuitive readings and healing.
Hello and welcome. This is Betty Jane. Welcome to Connecting With. I took last week off and I'm raring to go today, so I'm hoping that we have lots of callers. I do have some announcements to let you know about. This Saturday, the 3rd of December, I will be doing readings out of Rising Sun Sanctuary in Richmond Hill, so give them a call to book your appointment. Also on Wednesday, that's 2 days from today, from 11 to 12:30, I will be teaching an introductory class on tarot, and that is free, and that is at the Panera Bread in Vaughan, and that's from 11 till 12:30. And then the new year, I have a great new space to read out of, just off the subway line at Islington. So it'll be doing there once a month, and you'll be able to book an appointment with me. Also, Christmas is coming, so I will be letting you know about some specials coming up in the next little while. And I do see that we have a caller, so let's take number 480. Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Yourself?
Great, thanks. And who am I speaking with?
My name is Mike.
Hi, Mike, and how can I help you today?
Well, I'm restructuring, and I've kind of taken a step back in regards to career with a job, and left sales to kind of develop my own projects. Mm-hmm. And with that, I'm just bartending, and I'm going into a possibility of a roommate situation to be closer to work and the beach. And I just kind of wanted to get an insight and guidance around that situation.
Okay. Have you met your roommate yet?
Yeah, I work with them. They're seems like two very low key. I know the one person doesn't drink. The other girl has a boyfriend, but she says he's not going to be around that much.
Perfect. Sounds to me like you're pretty well situated. What do you need me for? It sounds like it's going to be a great situation for you. No, it sounds good. I think that there's other opportunities coming for you too, and I think this is very much a transition phase of your life.
Yes, and opportunities in regards to living or career stuff.
Both.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, both. I think that this is a choice you've made right now, and I think it's that time of rest that you need. But it's going to gear up, and I think 2017 is going to be an awesome year for you. I see lots of different things coming, and I do see you in your own space by the end of the year.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, one of the projects synchronistically connected with a big-time real estate broker in the high-end area of LA, and he doesn't want to do real estate anymore because I was looking at him to mentor me and get me started in it.
Yeah.
But he's handing over a partnership of we're going to develop a real estate app that would be a niche for, and I guess we're going to get started on that fairly soon. So it was the person who actually introduced us, isn't around anymore, and it turns out we're both originally from the same metropolitan area in the Midwest.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's, like I said, synchronicity, and I think that this is going to be a really good time. It's like I said, this is your time to rest before the chaos hits, because it is going to be chaotic. So it's going to be really, really busy. But that's good.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you sort of thrive on that. We all need it once in a while. So good luck.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that's kind of cool. And we know that things are going to go our own way for a little while. It's November. It's funny. I read my horoscope the other day, and it said to me that my year of endings is over. And I looked at my mother-in-law today, and I went, I am so glad to see that. So being one that really sort of believes in that, I was really glad to hear the endings. And I think most of us were, if we look at all the people who have left us this year, it really has been a year of endings for a lot of us. And even if it hasn't been somebody we've known personally, we've all heard of somebody that's left us this year. And it's been a tough year. Although I imagine that the Summerlands has a great rock and roll band right now. I'm just absolutely sure of that. But it's sort of good to know that maybe that time is coming over. Or maybe it is just for me, but that's okay. I'm a Sagittarius, and I have to believe in that, especially with this new dark moon coming. So I'm really happy to hear that. So let's talk. What do you have to talk about? Call in, please. I've got a whole hour ahead of me and nobody but you people to talk to, and my dog, and she doesn't really say much. I have to tell you that I want you to hit my website, look at my books, see some of the classes and courses. Everything I do is available online, so www.bettyjaneware.com. And maybe you know somebody that's looking to get into tarot and or psychic work, and there's some great gift ideas. And in December, I'm going to be doing a buy one get one free reading, so you can buy one for yourself and gift a reading to a friend. So look for that in December, and there will be and next week I will announce that with the discount code for you, and that will be on all readings. So what else is going on in your life? I know this week we've got, myself personally, I've got a crazy busy week. I've got meetings on Thursday and Friday and clients, and then Wednesday I've got a class I'm teaching and then more clients. And tomorrow I am taking the day off and going to, it's funny, I just opened my arms wide so everybody could see it, like a big ta-da moment, and nobody can actually see me. So that's kind of funny. But I'm going to One of a Kind craft show in Toronto. It's a yearly tradition for my friends and family and myself. What else is going on? Let's see. As I said, I'll be reading out of Rising Sun Sanctuary in Richmond Hill, and that's a beautiful, special place to read out of. I taught a class there last ago, and it's such a calm feeling, and the energy is so gentle and so terrific. It's a lovely space to work. It's also where I've done my ministry training through, so that's kind of cool too. And then in the new year, I will be doing readings off the Islington subway at Dental Hygiene Group, the most amazing hygienist in all of Toronto, my friend Corinne. She does a great job of keeping my teeth healthy, clean, and shiny and bright. It's a kind of an odd space, but to think about doing readings out of, but she's created the most gorgeous little office space that she's made available to some people. And I'm always looking forward to being there, and it's a very friendly, sacred space as well. Remember, space is what we make it. We all talk about creating sacred space, and maybe that's a great thing to talk about today. I recently moved just basically across the road. Toughest move ever, But one of the things I did before we even got in is I was lucky that my landlord let me in a couple of days early, and we created sacred space. The first thing I did is what we do in every space that we've ever lived in, and we've smudged, and a really good smudge of the area is the first thing I do in creating sacred space. One of the other things I do is in my workroom, and I work out of my basement, is I always make it mine. So you'll see my goddess on my fireplace. And yes, it's an electric fireplace, but that's where she sits, and it's a huge one. And I also have, my salt lamps for healing and all the good benefits that they have. And there's always candles lit. But I'm always about making sure that I have my directions right. So in the north, I have a plant, because north is the element of earth. And in the south, there's a great big 3-wick candle. So east is always where I keep my waters, and my Glastonbury tell us well water and what have you. And in west, with the element of air, what would you use for the element of air? Think about it. There's where I keep my fans. But everybody works differently. And also, of course, I scatter stones and things like that around as well. And don't let my landlord hear this, but on my floor I actually have the north, south, east, west written in a chalkboard pen, so it can be easily removed. Creating our own space. What do you do? There's always candles lit when I'm working. Not when I'm not working, of course, but always when I'm working, there's candles lit. There's my altar is usually set up, and with whatever the season is. I'm a great fan of using tissue paper to color coordinate my altar. So on my circular table this time of year, I have red and green tissue paper as we get towards the Christmas months, and in the spring I'll have my blues and greens and things like that, and something to work with that. But it's always kind of cool to make every space your own. Let's take another caller right now. So we have caller number 864.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, this is Catherine. I ran into an old flame on Thanksgiving, and I was wondering, should I leave it alone, or should I keep going with it if it's not worth my time or not?
That's a hard one, because I think that every relationship is always worth the time and effort. I believe that it's always worth the exploration. Do I think it's going to last forever? Probably not. But I do see it being a lot of fun for right now, and holidays are approaching, so having somebody to spend that time with is always a little bit nice.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you know how long it might last? You have no idea.
I'm thinking it's months, not years. But
okay.
I think it's fun, and I think you need that in your life right now.
And I do. Do you see someone coming in that might fit in where I need them to, be for me?
Yes. I think that happens for you later on in the year. I think that there's things. I think that there's things that we all have to accomplish. But this person isn't. And in this case, you're happily ever after. This person's not ready yet, so they're doing their own thing right now before they're ready to make that commitment. And really, I think it's somebody they're just not ready to make the commitment that you need.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Definitely look towards the fall. I know it's a long time, but it's worth the wait.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Isn't that true in life, though? Things are always worth the wait. Sometimes we want everything and we want it now. So having to wait for something and making it and finding out whether or not it's worth the wait. I know for myself, I want everything. I want it now. I don't like to wait. I don't even cookies in the oven. I don't want to wait for them. That's why let's face it, we're all impatient. That's why we eat raw cookie dough. But some things are better when it's just a little bit worth the wait. And that is so true in relationships. So many people settle. Think about, I have what people call the pizza analogy about relationships. And if you've ever had a relationship reading with me, you've heard this. Life is like a pizza. If you order a pizza and you order it with pepperoni and mushrooms and it comes with olives and anchovies, what do? Well, the right answer is you send it back and you demand what you want. Well, if it's as silly as a pizza, why would you treat a relationship any different? So you always go for what you want in a relationship and don't settle. That's really important. Okay, and we have another caller. Caller number 214, please.
Hello. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, very well. I just tuned in.
You sound exactly like my sister. I had to check the area code again. That was funny. And what's your name?
It's Prem.
And how can I help you?
It's to do with myself and my dog.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if there's any relation there. I kind of feel there might still be some lingering things. Because he hasn't been feeling well for like a month now, and he gets better, and then he goes back downhill. He gets better, goes back downhill. And I do a lot of energy work, and I feel like I'm missing something here, and it's frustrating the boogers out of me. So I could really use some insight as to what I might be missing that's creating this thing in him.
Okay, first of all, did you say your dog or your dad?
Dog.
Okay, I want to make sure, because I was like, okay. I'm going to blame my husband for the starting stage of my cold, but and my son as well. Yeah, I think have you had him to the vets? Because it seems to me like there's something that you need to find out about him.
We took him to the vet twice, and the first one did a lot of tests on him, and they didn't find anything unusual. And then the second one was stumped as to why this was still happening with him. And then the only thing he could, with the first one, could see was his white blood cells were a little higher, but the second vet said it was common if in animals under stress, or because he wasn't going to the bathroom at that time.
Yeah.
And then slowly he was going to the bathroom, and then now it's turned to diarrhea. And it's like something else. It heals up that thing, and something else comes up. Heals up, something else comes up. I'm like, okay, this is like a Rolodex, and I'm trying to catch it.
Okay. What kind of dog do you have?
He is a Brussels Griffin. He's a little dog.
Okay. It's fun. I have to tell you, years ago we had a dog, and it's very similar signs. So this isn't being psychic. This is just me being a pet owner. I have a dog. I love her, and I had a Border Collie cross, and she got very ill, and she developed something called pancreatitis, which is curable in dogs. So, but yogurt is what the vet told her to eat every day. And apparently that's really good for dogs, not the flavored kind.
Right.
But no, I just think it's something in her digestive system, and it's continuing on. And I keep hearing two words. One is the digestive system and Addison's disease.
Okay.
And
Addison's is thyroid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think that's something you've got to look at. And those are the two words that just popped into, like, the spirit just gave to me right away.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if there's a crossover there, and maybe that one is influencing the other. I don't know.
Yeah, because he has been, like, when he drinks or swallows, it's like he acts like this, a little annoyance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep hearing, those are the two words. It's digestive and Addison's are the two words that keep coming into my head, and I don't know anything about Addison's disease at all, so I can't tell you, but I just keep hearing it. And is he lethargic?
Yeah, a little bit, but he'll walk, because we don't want him laying down so much, because then he gets more lethargic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he should. Yeah, I think that I hate to say it. I think there's something else going on. I think it's going to involve something a little deeper. Maybe they haven't tested yet.
I see.
How old is he?
Okay. He's, I think, 8 years old.
Okay.
And he's usually very spunky and cheeky.
Yeah. And I don't know how old that breed gets either. So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
We never really know. So
Right.
it's definitely
Okay.
rescue dogs.
That helps me pinpoint something that I can take to the vet and something I can also work on, because I've been wanting to dive deeper into working with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, do some Reiki around his thyroid and what have you, all over his whole body as you have been probably, but keep working on it. And I think part of it is he is an 8-year-old dog, so we have to look at that as well. But I don't think he's ready to say goodbye yet. And I know you're
I don't
not.
Either. Yeah, because
Yeah.
every time I tune into him, it's like I can see him saying, "Mommy."
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but help me.
I think it's manageable. It's just finding out. I'm getting chronic as well, so manageable, but finding out what it is. So yeah, I think another, maybe making sure, giving the vet a call and seeing if they've tested for that, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Before
that
you
helps
subject to another test, because maybe they have. But I think that's something worth looking into.
Okay.
Best of luck.
Yes, thank you. That really helps me a lot, and that also gives me more insight into, like I said, working deeper with animals, and that can tweak my abilities as well.
Yeah. You have to learn to trust yourself. It's hard. It's funny because Bonnie, who was on earlier, she's a really good friend of mine, and if I need a medium, that's who I go see.
Right. And that's why I called in, because
my dog, I'd see somebody else. We can never read for ourselves as well as we can others. So
because when it's close to you, it's like, am I right on this? And so I need to call and just double check on myself.
Absolutely, I understand that. It's like getting that sober second thought, second opinion.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I always like, when I have clients on the phone or anything like that, is thinking about what that call might mean to the rest of my day. So not only am I reading for them, but I'm also reading for myself a little bit as well, because people ask questions, and I think they always pertain in some way to what's going on around us. So I have a beautiful 3.5-year-old Border Collie Newfoundland cross who sheds worse than a husky. She's just awful for shedding, but she is very well behaved. And right now it's funny because she's crying outside my door because she wants in, and she doesn't want in to see me. She wants him to jump on the bed because I happen to be sitting in my room today. But she's beautiful, but very anxious right now, and maybe a little stressed. Why is that? Because we moved and things aren't where she needs them to be. So she's trying to adapt to her new situation. And I think that's really interesting, the way that life sort of throws us questions about things that are going on in my life. And I think that's kind of cool. I have to tell you, next week I have a guest coming on who's going to be very much a surprise guest, but I'll tell you about her after my next caller at 308.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
Good, thanks. And who am I speaking with?
Oh, my name is Diana.
Hi, Diana. And how can I help today?
Well, I guess I just wanted to, I don't know, I wanted just to see what's going good for me right now. I think, I don't know, I had some things going on, but just want to know what's my career. I'm sorry, I'm doing stuff. I just got something. What is my career? I don't know, am I going to make some good money here really soon?
What do you do currently? Because I keep being told you're doing the wrong thing.
I'm doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, what do you do right now?
I'm a salesperson. I sell jewelry, and I'm kind of trying. It's for the time being. It's not something that I'm doing. it's not something that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I think I'm, going to be doing readings and stuff, but
I was going to get you. How come you're not exploring your own intuitive abilities?
I guess I've been trying. I don't know. I sometimes I guess I just don't know when I get them. I think I get the cognizance, but I'm not sure how I'm supposed to keep getting that broadened. But it's coming, but it's stronger than it'd been before. But I just don't know how to keep pursuing that.
Yeah. Not knowing where 308 is, and where are you located?
In the middle of the United States, Nebraska. It's in
Okay.
the very center of the United States.
There you go, right in the middle.
Yep.
Look and see what's available locally, but it's really a matter of learning to trust it. We all have intuitive abilities. It's whether or not we're ever taught to trust it. I was lucky. I admit that I had grandmothers who were willing to throw things at me while they were doing readings, crystal balls, tarot cards, what have you. So I always knew it was a part of my life, but not everybody has had that experience. The more you use it, the more you'll trust it. So practice on any willing participant that you can, your friends and family. I always say it's hard to read for those people because we know what's going on in their lives and we know what we want for them. But you know what? Even if it's with a deck of tarot cards, which is something I love to do, but just do it, because I think that making quick money is not maybe the right thing, but I know for myself, how much it adds to my life. Yes, financially, but also in a lot of other ways, the spirituality, the gratefulness, the just knowing that I've helped somebody else. And
right.
I think that's sometimes more important. And I think that for you, you've got the gift, so why aren't you using it? You do. Just give it away now.
I just give it away because I'm wondering if I'm supporting people and talking to them. I'm wondering if I'm giving it away because I just sit there and tell them, oh, you helped me a lot. And I'm like, did I just get some of that stuff from my intuition, or how did I get some of that stuff?
Absolutely you did. Absolutely you did. And like I said, you can't always read yourself, but absolutely. And I have a friend that travels the world, and right now she's in Brazil doing readings, and she's amazing, but she just does it for tips. I actually have a set fee, and we both, and it's funny, at the end of the year we probably make about the same, but it's how she works, and we all work differently. And the point there is maybe that's something you do, just read for donations for a while until you get secure in your feelings.
And secure in my feelings.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you see that I'm cognizant, or I'm actually?
I think you've got great ability. I think it's learning to trust it that you stumble with.
Yeah, I do. It's hard to do it for myself, but sometimes I think I'm right on when I do it for myself too. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Trusting myself is something that's for myself. Absolutely. I can sit there and I can do this all day, but for myself, I'll go see somebody.
Yeah, so then I will actually make some money on this as well, doing this for me.
You'll work the two jobs, your own intuitive business, spiritual business, and then you'll work your jewelry business as well, but only until you get more secure in your readings, and then this will become full-time for you.
Full-time, good.
Okay. It's just a matter of time, and you're the only block in the way.
I know I am. That's pretty bad, though. I'll have to just practice, and then after that it'll just be a little bit, experience, I guess, practice, and it makes perfect, right?
That's so funny, because if you stay tuned, I'm going to be talking about the person that's going to be on my show next week, and she's very much like you.
Oh, she is. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so next week my guest is going to be just like you.
Oh, okay. Well,
you'll have to listen, and I'm going to make her do readings over the phone, so there you go.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I will have to tune in and check her out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a great week.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
So, yes, next week my guest is going to be a relative of mine, and her name is Naomi. And Naomi is a very gifted, intuitive reader. The problem is she doesn't believe in herself. She knows she's got it, but she's a little shy and retiring. So why not throw her into the deep end and make her take up, come visit me and make her take up the extension and make her do readings on the air. Because I believe, and I've said this a million times, everybody's got a gift. It's whether or not we use or exploit that gift. And for me, I was always encouraged. And for Naomi, she didn't have that encouragement all the time. She knew she had something. What it was, she didn't necessarily know. So next week, I'm going to put her on the extension and make her take calls and just get up that, take that leap of faith and believe in herself a little bit. And that's probably something I'm going to do once a month in the new year, is just bringing in a reader who is very gifted, in my humble opinion, who maybe doesn't necessarily believe in herself or their self, because not all readers are female, obviously, and just make them take a leap of faith. It's really easy to do when you're on the end of the phone and you can do it in your pajamas and nobody sees you. Heck, some days, I'm in my pajamas all day doing readings on the phone, but it's great. I enjoy it, and I have fun with it. And I think everybody's got that ability. It's learning to trust it. So next week, my guest will be Naomi Waters, and she will be doing readings with me on the phone. And no, she does not have a website. How dare she? But that's okay. You can reach her through me at any time. And as I said, please hit my website at www.bettyjaneware.com and see what's coming up in classes and events, and some new products that are coming on the website, and also ritual boxes for various times of the year. And they always make a great gift. And right now Yule is coming up, so maybe a nice Yule ritual box for yourself with all the things that you might want for Yule, to do your own Yule ritual. The other things that we have coming up are spell kits, so for things like love, job, new house, things like that, they're all on the website. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but we also have the Year and a Day Witchcraft class. And it's a 12-month course, obviously, for the beginning witch. So it takes you through everything from a little bit of the history to some spell crafting to learning about the Wheel of the Year, some tools, setting up an altar, a sample ritual, things like that. Being able to make and call your own quarters, and by the end of this year and a day, I would like everybody to be, I would like everybody to be able to stand confidently in a public ritual and know what's going on and be able to take part in it as well. So not just necessarily be in the audience or watching it, but actually to be a part of it, to call a quarter, run the ritual even if that's what you want to do. And learn how to do witchcraft. Everybody, it's funny. I laugh because when I had my shop, people would come in, and I loved all my clients and customers, but some of my new witches, they would come in and they'd be so excited, and they'd think that they needed the $400 Book of Shadows. And I'd be the one telling them, you can go to the dollar store and buy a sketchbook. You don't have to have the biggest and the best of everything. And yes, it's lovely to have that stuff. Let's face it, we all love beautiful books and beautiful, shiny, sparkly things. I'm the biggest magpie of them all. But my first Book of Shadows was a sketchbook from an art supply store because I like to doodle in my books. So my first Athami was a letter opener. Let's face it, it was the 70s and 80s, so there wasn't a lot around. Occult shops weren't on every corner. They weren't as prolific as they are today. So it's things to think about. I remember having a little girl come in and she really wanted an altar pentacle. And I don't remember why, but I suggested that maybe for what she wanted and the size that she wanted, she go and get the bottom of a planter pot and make her own. And that's what she did. So it's, being a witch isn't about having all the brightest, most expensive, sparkly things. It's about what you put into it, too. So it's time for another caller. So let's take caller number 818.
Hello.
And who am I speaking with?
Enchantress. Excuse me, Enchantress.
Oh, and where are you calling from?
California.
And how can I help you today?
Well, do you read a person? Do you need? Can you just read my energy and tell me, or do I need to explain things? Or I don't want to talk too much.
No, okay. I do question and answers on the air. So if you have a question, I'm happy to answer it. But if you want a full reading, that's something different entirely.
Well, no. All right. I'll say relationship. That seems to be close to my heart.
Okay. Okay. I'm getting two relationships. Are you torn between two people?
Oh, I was in a try. Yes.
Okay.
And two more people are coming towards me too. Yes.
Okay, because it seems like because there's not always a nice way to put that. So I'm saying that spoiled for choice comes to mind right now, and but it's funny, the one that you're meant to be with hasn't manifested yet. So that person's not in your life currently. I think they have been before, and I think they'll be back, but I think at this point they're not there yet. I don't know what's the holdup is, I guess, is the way I'm looking at it right now. There's like a block there.
Well,
I'm not sure.
There's one that saved me, and he's married, so that's probably on hold right now. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Oh, that might be the block. It's a pretty big block.
It's a pretty big block. I met his wife.
Yeah, but here's me. I've been married for 32 years, okay? So I got to tell you, his marriage isn't happy, but you know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling that's why he reached out. But he saved me from, Yeah.
So and I get, too, that maybe you're confused about the feelings. Maybe do you trust him, or do you just think, or are you worried that maybe it's because he saved you that you feel this for him?
Well, he didn't save me completely, only halfway.
Yeah.
And I feel it's destined, that other part, but I have to honor his marriage. I met his wife, so it's very complicated.
It is, but you know what? You're absolutely doing the right thing right now, and I don't think. Here's me, this poor couple. But here's me. I don't think that marriage is going to last forever. And I know you're not sitting there waiting for a divorce or anything like that. So I know that's not who you are. But so being patient isn't what I'm telling you. But I do think that he will come back. And I think that maybe you offer him the fulfillment that he's not getting right now.
Yeah, he's helped me in a different way by he doesn't want me to wait. He wants me to, but he says too bad for me, which I don't understand what that means. But yet there's ways of him helping me without him, like someone posting something for breath work or another way of getting healed. So he's helping me in that way by other people he's met. It's just our vibes are too strong.
No, I get that.
He's my secret muse. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. You know what though? I get what keeps popping into my mind. The word that Spirit keeps putting into my head is soulmate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And soulmates aren't always our lovers or our spouses. They can be friends and things like that. However, your connection is so deep that it needs to be a complete connection. Because even if it weren't, nobody would ever think it wasn't anyways.
That's what's driving me crazy. It's so, this whole thing is, but the other one was, can you believe that I manifest something in my head and I didn't think it would come true with two people? And how can I say it? Yeah. They're friends. These people are friends. One was a giver and one was a taker. And one couldn't stand what the other one was doing to me, was inhuman, and he couldn't handle it any longer. So that's why he did what he did. And I needed him to do it, but it's just, it's so unbelievable that a kiss could change you.
Yeah.
That powerful.
Look at Sleeping Beauty, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
that's what it was for you.
Lust and love in the same afternoon. I'm sharing too much, but
okay. Yeah, but that's what it did for you. It awakened you.
That's spiritually awakened. Yeah, sexually. Yeah, that's what he wanted to do, and that's when I needed it done.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
But now you kind of go, and now you're at that. Now what? Again, that you are meant to be together. There's a soulmate there. It is a deep connection, and it can't just ever be just friends.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's too strong for that. So no matter what, you'll always be pulled back. And it's just, I hate to say it because it sounds like you're waiting for it, but it's just a matter of time. I think he's already realizing it.
That's why I'm backing away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not leaving for you. He's leaving for himself.
But people said he's selfish to even want any part of me, but I don't think that was the reason. It's like I think I caused the difficulty in one respect because I didn't know that I was flirting. I just give someone attention. But can you believe that? It's hard to say that I saw his hair and I wanted to touch it from a picture. Mm-hmm. I'd never felt that way before. Mm-hmm. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Really?
It's a connection on so many levels, not just the physical, it's the emotional, it's the spiritual. So I think it's awesome and it's amazing, but what's happening is he's not getting he's realizing there's a deeper connection, and so he's not being selfish, he's being true to himself and true to the other person who's involved. If he's only giving her half a relationship because he's always focused on somebody else, it's not fair to her either.
No.
So I think you're doing the right thing, staying back and just letting him come to you when he's ready. And I think that's the exact right thing to do.
Yeah, and he had to wait for me to be ready too. That's the thing too. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's just it was like I can't even. It's very complicated to say that I put it out there to say I want to meet someone from my past that I never met before. 2 guys, and it came true, and they're friends. I mean, it's like, how did these? I don't know. It just it's hard to believe it.
It's amazing what we can manifest,
isn't it? It's just, but when it comes true, it's and another thing happened that a person from another country said I was an angel, and sent me my first CD, and from that I fell in love with the song, and I felt something for the songwriter. And I don't know if I manifested, but the next person that came along, that was his best friend. And then I met this person a year later. Yeah. Could I cause all of it to happen? It wasn't even that guy that brought him to me, that somehow I'm involved with everything?
Absolutely. You're the one who put it out there.
Really? And these other people were vehicles to make it happen?
Absolutely.
Wow. But they don't want me to know it.
Well, no, of course not. And the other thing is, too, they might not even be aware that they were the vehicle.
Oh, this guy was, they're all sociopaths except for the last one, and they were aware of what their intention was. Wow. Whoa. And I've been called a witch, and I always say I like the show Bewitch.
See, I've been practicing witchcraft for 30 years, so that doesn't bother me at all. My husband always says I can call my wife a witch without any repercussions. So.
I've also been called an indigenous person, a Native American. And I said, well, thank you. I do like these people, and they look at me like they're going to kill me. So it's just how people act towards another.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. I guess I was meant to speak to you because I don't know. I just opened the computer. But this happens all the time. So it's just like
manifest what we need.
We do. I begin to think so, but we have to look what we're manifesting because the people appear one way, but underneath it, they may not be what they appear to be.
You know, there's an expression, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Oh, I know a person who wrote a video about that. And then I look at and I see myself in it. It's like, well, be careful, it will happen.
Absolutely.
But not exactly what you think it will happen.
Yeah.
So in your dreams, can you see a person's heart and their intention of why they're in your life?
Absolutely. But then I can see that. I'm different than most people, remember. I can see that just by looking. And for me, as soon as I shake somebody's hand, like, I can tell what their goal is.
That's amazing. You're an empath beyond.
Well, I think most of us are. It's whether or not again, it goes back to whether or not we're trained to do that. So I had to learn that I could look at everybody. I didn't always. I used to always block everybody because I wanted to be able to just enjoy the relationship for just having that, unknown. But I've learned that maybe if I've been given a gift and it's for a reason, so maybe I should take the opportunity to.
It took you a while. You weren't born knowing all the knowledge.
No, I was born with it. But what I used to do is I would meet you on the street, and I would say hello, but I wouldn't look any deeper. I had the ability to, but I chose not to look any deeper. Wow. And then life happens, and I realized, you know what? I have this gift. I was given it for a reason. So because I'm looking at somebody, it doesn't make me a bad person. It just means I'm using all of my senses.
Well, it's protecting you.
Absolutely. But I had to learn that it was okay to do that because I didn't always just do it. Because I thought that I thought it was like walking into somebody's front door without being announced.
Wow. Well, growing up, I didn't know. My dad said I lived in a dream world, and I thought everything was an illusion. Yeah. And I didn't understand about energy, why I went by people and I didn't feel right about them. And all I did was family taught me is don't judge others. So I fell for a sociopath I never loved. And, but that person I don't really want to think much. But the next person was a spiritual vampire. That was deep. And I dreamt about a fairy meeting an elf, but he turned out to be like that person.
Yeah.
She got raped in it, and I got raped by him. So it's just like things happen that you're not even, But I learned from him is that I didn't know I had any ability. So that was, I guess, destined to me. If it wasn't for this person, I wouldn't be where I am today. That's how I have to look at it. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so.
Wow. I guess I needed, yes. And the next person, too, learned each one. It's the way I felt I had to learn from them, and then I could leave. The enchainment. But this one was worse than the others. It was just too tricky.
Yeah.
You understand that, too?
Yeah, we have to, but think about what you're learning from this relationship, and from all those relationships, we learn what we don't want, and now we learn what we want. We've learned what doesn't work, and now we learn what works, and we learn maybe the signs of what we can look for and what not to look for.
That's true, too, and each person comes differently, but also I protected my family from my ex. This one, I went against my family. So here again, it's like you're going against your own self for this individual because you had a dream and you want the dream to come true. And I just found out today is that angels and things like that, they're trying to block it because it's not meant to be. They're trying to help you not be with this individual.
Absolutely.
And I can't read my mind and body. It disconnects. So I'm like, my body was trying to tell me something, and I didn't even understand why I couldn't walk a straight line. I was walking sideways. Well, that was showing controlling. He was controlling me. It's. Thank you for letting me share that. But people on the outside kept on saying to me, husband. I thought husband abusive. This guy, they didn't say the word control once. I didn't people will talk in code, and you got to understand what they mean.
Absolutely.
In this world. Really? Yes?
Yes.
I don't understand why they talk in code.
There's a lot of different reasons that could be. Remember, everybody tries to hide their true selves.
Their masks they wear are so tight.
Yeah.
I don't have boundaries, so I guess I'm too open.
Yeah.
Well,
good luck. And
thank you. Well, thank you about sharing. Well, I'll just, interesting. I think I had a feeling, but I just wanted to be confirmed, and I've been backing away, so that is the right thing.
That's right.
Yeah, it's very interesting that one person could have such strong feelings, daydreams, and then after that kiss, I started having it. So it's just like, whoa, a kiss can transfer your DNA, and it be so powerful that you just does something, just like the movies. Who would believe it?
Yeah.
Well, I thank you. You gave me a gift. And, one more thing. I know the retrograde is coming in December, but I'm feeling something so strong now where everyone is coming forward and connecting to me in some form, and they're related to each other, or they're echoing to me, again, the universe about things. And I'm a connector, and the connections are becoming so strong. So is it because of the atmosphere? There's something happening that's making me become this way?
I think you're becoming more open. As the more we learn and develop ourselves, the more open we are, and also the more that we play with it, the better we are at it. It's like anything. The more we practice it, the more open we come. So now maybe it's about learning boundaries.
And voice works. Have you heard of that? Where everything comes out of you?
Yeah.
I lost my voice, and but I cried, and she said that's okay. So that's part of it. Wow. Boy, you know a lot too. It's just amazing because I was very naive. I didn't know anything, and then I guess I just have to, that was part of my journey, is to learn by experience, and that's how it was. I can't read a book and learn from it.
No, most people learn by doing, not by reading.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. But some people swear they read. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's the opposite that most people say.
Yeah. Well, think about practice makes perfect is a perfect expression. The more we do, the better we are.
Right. And sometimes when you read in the book, it may not be truthful. It may not apply to you.
Yeah. Like I said, everybody learns and reads differently. So.
Thank you again.
Awesome day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. And I believe we have one more caller at 201.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. God, I heard the retrograde is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always, isn't it?
It's always when I got a lot of things like looming and out there. Oh, when am I going to get afraid?
I helped today.
Last time it gave me a chance to kind of like regroup. I just want to see what you see, regarding the changes between now and I guess the beginning of the year.
Did you have a question today?
Yes, I just want to see what you see regarding the changes between now and the beginning of the year.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I want to see if you see any changes now between now and the beginning of the year.
Changes for the beginning of the year?
I got some things that I'm working on.
Okay.
And
okay. Yeah, there is some changes coming. I'm not sure if they're the ones that you're looking for, though. It seems to me like you've got a lot of different things going on, and I think these are a lot of things what you want, but not necessarily the change that you need to come through. And I think that there's a change that you need that will be coming through, but it's not going to be the ones that you're currently looking at.
Okay.
It's rather it's more important than the ones that you're working on. I hate to say it like that, but it really is. But it's a positive change for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Does
Don't
it
worry,
involve
it is a
work
change
or
for the better.
family?
Pardon?
Work or family?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a change in circumstance. So it is a positive change, and it is for the better. So, yeah, it's just, I know there's been some things that you've done that haven't, but it's not in regards to those. It's something totally out of the blue, but it's a good thing. Okay?
Will everybody be okay, though, physically?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is a positive change. I did say that. It is for the better.
I'm trying to get some help for my son and, even myself. I haven't been feeling too good lately.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's some things coming your way that it's positive news for you, so don't stress about it, and don't don't stress about the little things.
Okay.
Okay? Perfect. You have a great afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, and if we could take our next and probably last caller of the day, number 630.
Hi. How are you
Hi.
today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So I just have a question. So my parents passed away. I was wondering if you see everything settling in the future, and about when maybe, and would that be a good time to move? Because I'm thinking of changes if that happens next year.
Yes, absolutely. It's a good time to make some really big changes in your life in the next. What sign are you?
Virgo.
Okay, because it seems to me like it's a time for you it's a time for you for new beginnings in the next 6 months. So absolutely, this is time, like your endings are over. It's time to really embrace life and jump into it and really accept it all. It's like you're coming. Do
you think I haven't had the chance in 35 years to slow down? Do you think I'll be able to retire completely? Like right now, I'm looking for part-time work. I need just a little bit, and then I'm hoping to retire completely later next year. Do you see that happening?
Yeah, you're looking at like mid-fall to retire.
Okay, and so at that point, do you think I'm thinking of moving out of state? And I don't know though. I feel like I got to be really careful. Like I did it once, and it was a big mistake. I went to Austin, and I hated it. So it was all young people, and it just wasn't right for me at all. And I just went there once. So I feel like something's calling me, like I should go this December, because right now I'm looking for part-time work, and I don't have it. So maybe I should go this December and start looking, and then go back, and then maybe go back a couple times in the next year, and then maybe make a decision in a year or two.
I think you need to test out the waters first, because you've been burned once. But I do see you.
I'm thinking of New Mexico. New Mexico.
Cool.
Yeah, like Albuquerque.
Think about what
or
calls
Santa
you there.
Fe.
Visit, and then figure it out. I'm not sure if I see New Mexico for you or Arizona. I do see the desert.
Well, the desert. I love Arizona. I already love Scottsdale. It's funny you say that. I've been there 4 times, but it's very hot. So for that reason, I wanted to go see New Mexico, because I can't take so much heat.
Okay, that's honest. But I do get that desert climate, Southwest sort of climate for you. So I'm just not sure which state exactly that is. I don't know. I'm Canadian, so I've never been in that area.
So do you think it'll take a while then to decide, a year or two, just
no, I don't think
where I
it's
am?
going to be that long. I think that when you find the place, you'll move really quickly. I think it's time that you stop putting your life on hold, and you need to move forward with what you want.
So maybe this December, because right now I'm looking for part-time work. I don't have it. So I'm on a break for a couple weeks, in December. So maybe I should go in December and start going for a week and a half, and then maybe go back once my parents' estate settles at that point next year. Do you think I should maybe do that, or wait a little bit?
I think that's a great choice for you. I think that's a great choice for you. It gives you a chance to test the waters, and then be making informed decisions, which is what works for you.
And then, do you see my parents' thing settling next fall? Because it's taking a while.
It's taking a while. It's before the fall, though.
Okay. And then, okay. So do you think, is there anything, more positive that's going to happen? It's been pretty positive for me. I've just been happy. I pretty much just accept everything, but my sisters don't. They're greedy, both of them. Yeah. Do you see anything, coming out of it different than what it is now for me? One sister is going to probably really get a lot different than what it was supposed to be. There was a big mistake that happened. Do you see that being fixed?
Yes, I do see it being fixed. I think that when the dust is settled, it'll be the way it's supposed to be. I don't think that it's going to be fair, is what I'm hearing, is it's going to be fair, so not to worry about it too much.
Okay? But okay. So I guess, because I just can't put my life on hold anymore. So you basically don't see me staying in the Midwest, is what you're saying. It's going to be a lot faster than I thought.
It's definitely not where you're meant to be. You need to be
Yeah.
closer to the desert, to the southwest. And that's about
So-
all I have time for today. So I want to thank you for your call. You have an awesome, awesome day.
Okay. Thank
you. Bye. So I want to thank all my callers today. And I know last time I spoke to you, my grandmother was very ill, and she did pass over, and she was a fighter, and she was amazing, and I still miss her. And Ima is what I called her, and this show was dedicated to her today. So thanks to all of my callers for making that happen today and keeping me busy and my mind off of things that were going on in my life. So please connect with me at www.bettyjaneware.com, and I'd be pleased to hear from any and all of you. You have an awesome weekend. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.